Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. I love that number 17. Don't know why, but I do. Um, Tonight, it's actually my second video today. And the reason I'm doing a second one is not because there's big breaking news, but simply because looking into our Attorney General for the United States left me with a lower vibration, definitely. Bad taste in my mouth. And I wanted to take a look at another Attorney General, one that possibly we can have some esteem for. Now, this isn't the one for the United States, but for one of these states. And I'm looking specifically at Eric Schmitt, who is the Attorney General and has been since 2019 for Missouri. Before that, he was a state senator for them. 1 second, I'll let you have a look here at something. Here he is. This is the Missouri.gov website. Talks a little bit about he and his accomplishments professionally. The one I want to specifically share with you is this one. In July, and I'm going to read this almost entirely. I will have to change a couple of names so that I don't get in trouble. But in July, this letter went from Eric Schmidt's office to Detective Christopher Wray of the FBI. Dear Detective Wray, it has come to my attention that the Federal Bureau of Investigation has informed several Missouri County sheriffs that they will be showing up in August to audit CCW permit holder records. The FBI states the audit includes an on-site review of your concealed carry weapons permits. That's what CCW stands for, folks. Let me be perfectly clear. Allowing federal agents from the FBI to have access to records of Missourians who have a permit to carry a concealed weapon violates Missouri law and infringes on our Second Amendment rights. Missouri law specifically prohibits sharing this confidential list with the federal government. Information retained in the concealed carry permit system under this subsection shall not be distributed to any federal, state, or private entities. And then he lists what statute that is. The people's elected representatives passed this law after it became known that the Obama administration wanted to know which Missourians had firearms, supposedly to establish who was entitled to federal benefits. We wanted to leave no doubt that the citizens of Missouri have a constitutional right to bear arms, and the federal government has no business poking around to find out their identities. I was a state senator when this law was passed, and I proudly voted for it. In fact, we deliberately wrote the state law so that only the elected county sheriff had access to the CCW list you are trying to get. Here in the heartland, we elect our county sheriffs who are members of our communities. The same cannot be said for your out-of-touch FBI. You may wonder why there is such strong suspicion of federal agents here in the Show Me State. Simply put, Missourians are hardworking, law-abiding citizens who don't need a national nanny state keeping tabs on us. But more than that, over the last couple of years, we've seen story after story of incompetence and corruption at the highest levels of the FBI. Our trust in your agency is at an all-time low. Here are a few examples of how the 46th administration and liberal deep staters within the FBI have severely tarnished the reputation of this once well-respected agency. You famously targeted the parents of school children who showed up to express their concerns at school board meetings. Unbelievably, somehow this was done as an alleged violation of the Patriot Act. In addition to targeting parents, your agency has targeted conservatives, most famously the witch hunt against President 45 and his team. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and others endlessly investigated fake allegations fabricated by the HRC campaign and Democratic operatives. Yet, while it persecutes conservatives, the FBI turns a blind eye to Democrats. The FBI inexplicably cleared HRC of wrongdoing and has been sitting on evidence of criminal activity on 46's son's laptop for years. Now, the FBI appears to be targeting Missouri gun owners, and we will not stand for it. We believe in the Second Amendment here. So does the Supreme Court, as you may have seen in the recent landmark opinion. In New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, I led dozens of state attorneys general in filing a brief defending our Second Amendment rights, and we prevailed. In light of all these facts, Missourians have concluded that the FBI leadership in Washington, D.C. has been weaponized for political gain. You have lost our trust, and you seem to be completely indifferent toward trying to rebuild it. Instead, you announce that you will show up at the offices of our elected Missouri sheriffs in open and blatant violation of our state law and seek to find out who in Missouri holds a legal CCW permit. This is not going to happen. I will fight you tooth and nail with all the resources that the people of Missouri have given me as their Attorney General. Very truly yours, Eric S. Schmitt, Attorney General. Now that's how an Attorney General ought to be doing their job. Talk about cojones. Okay, and I only hope that the cards confirm my high opinion. So it's not just a high opinion of that letter, which is the tone and type that I guess we need to be taking when we deal with draconian federal agencies that are out of touch and not acting with integrity anymore. Let's see what the cards have to say about the professional career outlooks and any other pertinent information about the professional persona of State Attorney General Eric Schmitt for the great state of Missouri. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, the World, Strength, Temperance, King of Swords, Four of Cups. We asked the cards to give us some insights into the professional persona of Eric Schmitt, who's the Attorney General for the state of Missouri. And I've never seen prettier cards. So let me show you why I say that. Okay, he is indicated by the Four of Pentacles, which says about his character that he's careful with resources. Okay, the Knight of Swords is a white hat card, often involves the military, and so he's if he's not officially a white hat, they're very aware of what he's doing, and I think suitably impressed. Now, in the recent past, we have the World card, and the wreaths in any of the tarot cards indicate victory. Strength card here, so well aspected. So he has strength on his side, and look down here, also well aspecting it. Plus we've got three major arcanas here, just in this row. We have the Temperance card. So again, kind of bearing out that he's moderate, both I think in his views and probably somewhat, don't get too carried away, Mr. Schmitt, humble in what he hopes to achieve. I think he likes to like who he sees in the mirror. I think he wants to be told well done when he leaves here. Okay, King of Swords here. That's often my Mr. T card. Again, it's another white hat card. So he's very much either part or being considered for other positions by the white hats. And the other side of the Temperance card here, which is his, outlook, things like that, is for a time he's going to continue in his position he's in. I would say if I was talking to him, Mr. Schmitt, don't overlook opportunities that might not be quite as obvious, and consider them carefully, because you have this track record of being careful with resources, including your own and your family's energy and your energy, and moderate. But keep your eyes open, because I think he's going to have some opportunities that he may want to prayerfully, he and his family, consider. Page of Wands shows up, another one of my white hat cards. It's an optimistic card. And this card usually indicates some swiftly moving events. That doesn't mean that he shouldn't still take the time to carefully consider options that come up. He's got a family and other things to consider. But we are coming up on a time in our world where there's going to be a lot of events happening. You know, everybody's talking about how the rest of August may be quite the hot month. And so I'm not saying pack your bags and get ready to go somewhere, but I think some offers are going to be coming his way. Beautiful cards for his past, present, future, speaking well of his character. And if you were as impressed by that letter as I was, we're not getting any insights from the universe that we should be anything but impressed. And I think there's more good things to come from Mr. Schmitt. It's so nice to see someone that's involved in politics that we get some positive cards about. It's about time. I look forward to the day when this is the rule and not the exception. We will get there. We will get there, because we're not going to accept anything less. When we make changes that are going to be good, lasting, global, and permanent, right? We got this, folks. That's it for tonight. Now I don't have a bad taste in my mouth. I'm glad I came back and did something where I could go, yeah, all right. So, Mr. Schmitt, you rock. Keep it up, and keep your integrity all closely wrapped around you, and all the best to you and your family and your career. That's it for tonight. Good night.